guys, you got Coach Zoe here, and this is a full body, all body weight home workout, okay? So you need no equipment. We are going to work for 20 minutes non-stop, not really any jumping, just a little bit at the end, but you can always modify it out. Otherwise, let's get ready, rock and roll with our warm-up. We have jumping jacks to begin, and as you need to modify it, please do, especially if we're not impact. We can easily adjust for that. This workout is going to be 1 minute intervals. So we will transition back to back. There won't be transition time, so we'll probably lose just a little bit of time in that, but we are not taking any rests. I alternated the exercises so that way we wouldn't be overdoing it in one muscle group. Butt kicks, since we will not be taking any downtime. So a good way to keep that heart rate up without having to do a bunch of cardio-esque moves. And high knees. But you're going to be focused mostly on strength, a little mobility. And again, like I said, cardio will be built in. Let's take it side to side with speed skaters. Good. All right, feet about hip width apart. We're gonna knock out some squats. We're keeping this warm up fairly short since this workout is geared to be pretty short as well. Those days you don't have too much time and you want to get a lot of work done. This is for those days. Let's step back with some reverse lunges. Taking all of our very standard exercises and we're gonna build them up throughout the workout. We'll hinge down, touch that floor. Again, to incorporate the entire body, right? Shoulders, arms, chest, back, core, right? Those abdominals, low back, glutes, quads, hamstrings. And let's just crisscross as we step side to side. Good. And we'll twist, bring your knee up, twist, bring your knee up. Every single round, we have 4 rounds through. Every round, we're gonna increase the intensity, right? The challenging aspect of that exercise. So we have 15 seconds. Quick drink of water if you need, of course. If you need to pause the video to stop and take a quick drink, please do. Otherwise, we are going nonstop. We are starting off with just a standard squat, okay? So feet about hip width apart, dropping those hips back and down. Let's begin. Just because we are not doing, right, squat jumps or something like that doesn't mean it cannot be a high intensity. And again, we're unweighted today, so we have to create that intensity with our intention. So pushing the pace, still getting a full range of motion and make sure that I'm active as I go through the exercise. I'm not just crashing to the bottom, I'm coming down controlled, and I'm really engaging those muscles as I stand back up. So again, adjust your pace for the type of workout that you are looking for today. But again, taking that rest out to keep us on our toes, pretty much literally. All right, but to keep that intensity a little bit higher without having to do all kinds of speed skaters, jumping, stuff like that. All right, 10 more seconds here. And then we're gonna get to the floor for a hand release push-up. So it's basically, we're starting on our bellies, we're gonna lift those hands off the ground, and then press up with a push-up. Let's get right to it. So on our belly, hands up, press up with that push-up. If we are on our knees, same exact thing. All right, if we're doing the standard push-up, make sure you kind of extend through those legs, right? Engage and lift the thighs off the floor. So a little bit of a back extension before we come up with that push-up. Belly's in tight. So this is a good way to incorporate push-ups in a higher rep format when not very strong, okay? Because still getting a lot of reps in, but taking it a little bit slower. Good, 10 more seconds, and we're on our feet with lunges. Here for 3, 2, 1, on our feet, let's go. I'm gonna step back with my lunges, and I'm also gonna keep a little bit of a bend in my knees and hips, so that way I'm keeping a constant time under tension here. If you step back, a little more glute focused. Okay, if you step forward, a little more quad focused. So you take it where you'd like, but we're alternating. Halfway. So like I said, the first round, super basic, nothing crazy, but each round we are going to build up every exercise. Ten more seconds here, then we are holding a plank, and that is it. A 1 minute plank hold. Either on your forearms or on your hands. Let's go. Belly's in tight. We want to make sure our hips are flat. They're not sagging. Okay. And we're drawing the belly in. So you want to keep a strong core that's tightly wrapped. You're in a low plank. Same thing. Belly in. I feel like it's a little more challenging on the core in a low plank, but if your shoulders are weak, your shoulders are going to tend to do most of the whining. Just past halfway. This one's a nice little breather, right? We're not moving. 15. We're going to be on our feet again after this for single leg deadlifts. You can stagger or hinge with that leg in the air. 3, 2, 1, let's get started. So alternating. If you are doing the balancing single leg deadlift, you're gonna hold on to something, that's fine. All right, and if you wanna stay on one side, that's okay too. I'll tell you when we're halfway. But otherwise, we're just staggering. To me, it's really not any different, right? Because I'm still not putting any weight in this kickstand leg. It's still all in that front leg. It's just a little less balance focused. So if you're trying to go a little faster, maybe do your kickstand or hold on to something. But at that point, I feel like it defeats the purpose, right? So again, I'm gonna keep my hips a little behind extension, full extension, just to keep my glutes a little more active. Just to create a little more time under tension. Good. All right, round number 2. We're on to our squats with the knee. All right, so again, intention in our pace and our movement. Right, I'm not just stepping it up, stepping it down, right? I'm driving it up, boom, boom, with every rep. So remember, no rest breaks. When we switch, we're starting that next round. I should say interval. This is round number 2, interval number 1. Five more seconds here. For 3, 2, 1. Back to our plank. We have our push-ups. This time, we have a down dog shift. So even if we're in our knees, we're gonna come up, down dog, drop those knees down if you need to. Otherwise, same exact thing, right? Does not change. So again, just a little bit of mobility. When we're in that down dog, it kind of feels like a break for, right, those front delts, but we're in full flexion in our shoulders in the center, okay? So again, a little mobility, a little more time under tension. Drawn in as you press up. That's the key to a solid push-up. Here for 3, 2, 1. Back on our feet. This time, lunge with the knee, alternating. So since I'm driving that knee up, I'm gonna let my hips come to a full extension. Boom. I'm not jumping, right? Still keeping it powerful. Still keeping it challenging with no jumping. Drive through your heel of the front leg as you stand. Halfway. Five seconds, we're back into our plank. 3, 2, 1. Let's get to that plank. All right, I'm gonna come at an angle. So take a little bit wider stance on your feet. You're gonna draw one arm straight up, keeping your chest flush with the floor. I'm gonna windmill it out and switch. Bring it up, windmill around, bring it down. So notice, I'm not doing a side plank, right? The challenge is maintaining that tabletop, that flat tabletop, while removing a leg. Okay, so you're gonna feel a lot of cross body core strength. I'm not going fast. All right, I'm taking my time, focusing on balancing, coordinating. Seconds. Then we're back on our feet. We're gonna go back to that single leg deadlift. This time, we're gonna sprawl. So we're gonna come down to a single leg deadlift, touch those hands to the floor, hop it back, hop it up, stand up in that single leg. So let's just stay on one side to keep it simple. Even if you're staggering, it's not any different. If you're not in impact, do the single leg deadlift, then walk out to your sprawl. All right, switch sides, that's halfway. So hinge, hands down, hop it out, hop it in, and hinge back to your feet. Hinge down, hop it out, hop it in, and stand back up. Here for 3, 2, 1. Back on our feet. Round number 3. We're halfway. We're gonna squat with a fly, right? So I'm gonna close that door here and squeeze my shoulder blades together as I squat down, okay? So I'm activating that upper back, getting to a full depth. So working at a pace of the intensity that I desire. So it should be challenging at the bottom because when we do that fly, we're trying to maintain a very erect, right, and aligned posture, which is hard for most of us because we tend to round as we squat. So it doesn't look like much, but you should feel all that work. For 3, 2, 1. All right, back to your plank. We're gonna get to our down dog. You're gonna lower your knees towards the floor. Don't touch. Get your hips as far down as you can. Drive forward and come down with your push-up. Crouch, drive forward, down with your push-up. So when I say drive forward, you're pushing like this through the balls of your feet, okay? So like a bull out the gate, driving through and lowering down. Lots of core work. A lot of control through that upper body is required. So you can feel now your quads, right, especially close to the knees, are kicking in. 10 seconds. Fun stuff, keep it up. For 3, 2, 1, back on your feet. All right, a lunge with that fly again. So if you're reversing, let's try to maintain the step back. Continue to alternate. Again, squeeze the shoulder blades. So same concept. When we're lower, it's a little easier in the lunge because you need to maintain a stacked shoulder over hip. Whereas in the squat, your hips tend to draw a little farther back, but still a challenge. So notice my lunges are a little bit slower. I can feel it. I'm doing a lot of work through the upper body right now. Woo! Five seconds. We're back to our plank. 3, 2, 1. All right, from here, keeping those arms in place. And we're coming up with a leg lift. So, belly's in. Activating that glute with a kick. Woo! So I told you, right, the intensity is going to grow with each round because we're incorporating elements of balance, coordination, right, and taking these moves that typically are focused on one area and adjusting them so it becomes full body work. The more muscles that are working at a time, the harder your heart has to work, and the more cardio we're gonna sneak in. 5 seconds left, then sprawls, 2 feet in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, hands down, hop out, hop in, and stand up. All right, you can walk this, just push that pace. A full minute here. I'm sure you can guess what our final round is gonna be with this move. So try to make sure you're coming down through a hinge. Remember, our base move of this exercise was that single leg deadlift. So trying to work through our hinge, keeping those glutes active. Halfway. Woo! So this is pretty much a cardio move at this point. But you guys know me at this point. If you're new, guess what? I love burpees. So we're gonna get used to it here. Belly's in, 3, 2, 1. Final round, back to our squats. This time, boom, with a press, okay? So I know, not too crazy or exciting, but pretend we got a bar or some dumbbells wrapped up in front of those shoulders. And we're driving, boom, really powerful through the top. Right, so intention. So I'm not going through the moves. I'm doing it, right, with some effort. Woo! This is our last round, you guys. So we got 4 moves after this, and then you're done. 15 seconds. 10 seconds left. See, you don't need a rest in your workouts. It's just about how you program them. Down for our push-ups. We got pike push-ups. Wide stance in the feet, hips up in the down dog position. We're gonna slowly lower down our forehead, nose, chest, hips, and then press back up. Again, try not to crash through the movement. Stay under control. Try to keep those elbows really tight to the midline. I'm gonna come here so you can see a little bit better. Halfway. If this is too hard, okay, just go to a standard push-up. Or you could revisit that push-up to down dog. Right, so each move prepped us to get to this final round. All right, on our feet. Woo! Back to our lunges with a press now. So lunge back or forward and press up as you stand. Boom, again, imagine this weight real heavy on your shoulders. You're driving up. Let's get that weight up. Belly's in tight still, right? You always want to be active in the core. Right, when we say active in the core, I don't mean we're flexing our six pack. I mean we're drawing towards that midline, keeping a stable spine. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Back to a plank. This time we have our bird dog. So right arm, left leg comes up, and then we switch. If that's too hard, stay on your hands and knees. Otherwise, take your time, stay under control. Right, so remember, trying to balance a glass of water on that low back, or even your dinner. Right, we don't want that plate of food to spill off. So adjust. Think like that windmill we did the second time through, right? Keeping our chest flush to the floor, not turning the hips or the shoulders. 10 seconds. Woo! Every rep counts. All right, last round, best round. We have burpees. Let's go. Everything touches that floor and everything comes off the ground. If you're not impact, just step and then come up on your toes. But no excuses. You can do this. Let's push the pace. Remember, you are done after this. So turn it up, maximum intensity. You got it, you guys, come on. $15. 7 seconds. And rest on your feet, shake it out. Let's just find a march in place. I don't even have it in me to lift my arms. I'm just gonna do some shoulder rolls. Woo! Very nice job, you guys. Killer work. Good. And let's just drop those hips side to side. Really shallow. A little zigzag through the chest. Going a little faster than my intention was. If you enjoyed this workout, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if there's something else you want to see or you liked this format. All right, I will do my best to make it happen. And you can subscribe, that way every time I post a new workout, we can suffer together and stay fit. Let's just reach side to side, open up that side body a little bit. Woo! And of course, if you need to take some more time to do a little more static stretching, please do. So let's cool that body down a little bit under control beforehand. Good, all right. Now I'm gonna do my arm circles. A little bit of a bigger knee tuck. Good, and hinging forward, hamstring stretch. All right, you guys, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay strong, stay tough.